The dollar bulls are awake. Let's break down all the key macro reasons as to why. Morning, 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 baby. Happy Friday. I hope we're all well and truly lit. Yes, we're back. We're back with another day in these beautiful markets. Guys, let's jump straight into the meat of this rundown, okay? Well, I'm going to focus on the dollar first, okay, as we usually do. Now, remember, we had the possibility, right? We'd been in a clear trend to the downside for the dollar. We had the possibility of challenging 2023 lows. Okay. We had every possibility of that happening before the upside momentum. Now, let me, because obviously there's a few haters that crop up here and there, but it's fine. It's part of the game, right? Let me make one thing extremely clear. I always said it's a matter of fucking timing before the dollar picks up some pace in terms of the bull momentum. Okay, it's a matter of fucking timing when, markets wake the fuck up. Sorry, I'm dropping a lot of F-bombs, but when markets wake up and realize that, yes, we've seen a little bit of an economic slowdown in the United States. Okay, I'm going to talk about one key thing as to what's driving the dollar in a moment outside of this. But yes, we've seen a little bit of a slowdown economically in the United States. We've seen cooling in inflation, yes, but what about elsewhere globally where we've really seen it? For example, in the Eurozone, in China, where we're just blanketing that for the moment. Markets, as I kept saying to you guys, are just like this. They're ignoring everything. They've been ignoring everything, but it's just a matter of time. Okay? The dollar just needs a little kick, as we've seen here. Now, we haven't necessarily rallied or bounced on that, on the markets waking the fuck up. What we've picked up some pace on, and this is what I like. People are stupid. They're like, oh, you got it wrong. You said we're going to head to the 2023 low. Guys, listen, shut up. With when it comes to markets in general, if you've been in the markets for as long as I have, you have to remain extremely nimble and agile. Things are constantly changing. You are on an intraday, on a day-to-day basis. But over the longer term, you have that view. You understand, cutting out all of the noise. As you would, for example, right? Let me give you an analogy here. You're trading technicals on a 1 minute time frame, right? That's your time frame that you want to trade on. Whatever. We won't go into that argument. You're trading on a 1 minute where there's all noise. The price is doing all sorts of shit. Guys, you see all this information that I'm putting into this video, it just comes like that, right? It's second nature to me. And the reason being is because obviously I have that experience. Nothing beats experience in these markets. Everything that I have learned, I've been able to simplify, because a lot of information that's out there in the public domain is extremely overcomplicated and a lot of jargon. And it doesn't make it easy for the everyday person, everyday trader trying to learn macros, understand, why is the price just spiked here because of this fundamental reason? I don't understand it. Because all this information's over, complicated. But for me, all these years, I've been able to simplify it, make it easy and digestible and actionable for the everyday trader. And that's exactly what I've been able to do. And I've put together in my fundamental bootcamp course, which you can obviously check out if you're willing and keen to really level up your whole game. You can thank me later on that. Anyway, let's continue with the video. Right? That's the same as when you're seeing fundamentals and looking at every headline on a daily basis and not forming a bigger view. You're like this. You're like, oh, that's just happened. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're only heading one way. But you're not observing the bigger picture as an analyst, right? You have to be an analyst and you have to be a trader, an executor, right? And that's exactly what I do. I view things from the bigger picture. I'm not like this. I'm from a freaking helicopter view, observing everything that's going on this globe. All right, let me make that extremely clear. Okay, you rant over, but I hope you got the point in that analogy. So anyway, the dollar's caught a bid, right? We've picked up some pace. Psychological 100 mark protected by this Dixie. But what's important here is the macros that drove this higher. We've got extremely tense geopolitical situation at present with what's going on between Israel and now Lebanon, okay, and Iran, right? Israeli forces going on the ground there in Beirut, Iran retaliating to key assassinations. It's just extreme. We're almost at boiling point, okay? Boiling point, of course, is full-blown Middle Eastern war, but a lot of is going down right now. And it's worrying the markets. When we have geopolitical tensions, as we're seeing now, we see flights into safety. And what did I go back and look at all my videos? What have I said about the dollar? It's a safe haven. It's the link to the largest economy in the world. It's the reserve freaking currency of the world. Everyone does business in dollars. Okay? Most 99.9% of the economy's businesses conduct business in dollars. Anyway, so I'm just going to tone it down a little bit because I want you to stay with me. Dollar is pushing to the upside, okay? Boost on a geopolitical level. But also, when you look at data so far, remember, this is big labor market data week. Huge. It's huge because markets have been fucked up by pricing in freaking 50 basis points, but they've calmed the hell down now, all right? But this is definitely calming the markets down. Obviously, we had Powell as well. Do you remember Powell spoke, right? I don't have a crystal ball. I didn't know Powell was going to come out and be less dovish, this time round, because he's been dovish every other freaking month. But this time, but understandably, right? He's with me. Markets calm the fuck down and pricing in 50 basis point cut. Calm down, because if you want a 50 basis point cut, then the economy's heading into the shitter, into the absolute shitter. Do you understand that? Because if we get back-to-back 50 basis point rate cuts, that's extreme. So Jerome Powell told the markets, calm the fuck down. If I was a central bank chief, I will say, calm the fuck down. Stop pricing the 50 basis point cut. If you really want that, the economy is going into the shitter. I would be that explicit. I'd have to be, because they'd piss me off. It'd piss me off. Anyway, look, stay with me. Now, you see, markets have woken up. Their eyes, they're awake. They're trying to view everything like this. They were blind. Now they see. Markets are now pricing in. The probability is they're going to cut by probability that 25 basis point cut as opposed to 50 basis points. Because remember, this at one point was 60%, over 60% probability they're going to cut by 50 basis points. All right. Markets, calm the fuck down. Anyway, I've dropped too many F-bombs. Let's carry on. So if we look on a data front so far this week, that was Powell Monday. Remember he spoke, right? Then on Tuesday, we had a kickstart to the labor market data, right? JOLTS job openings. This time around, beating expectations. The previous was revised slightly higher as well. Good. We're setting a tone now as we head into the rest of this week. Stay with me. Wednesday, non-farm payrolls yesterday. Higher than expected. 143,000 jobs being added to the economy. Right? Good. All right. Takes in today. Obviously, we've got the initial jobless claims. This is just a weekly number. We get that every week. Not too concerned about that. Focus, obviously, on non-farm payrolls. Now, I did say the possibility that this week that the data does impress, and it calms the markets down with that 50 basis point rate cut. That they're pricing in again. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So here with the Dixie. Now we just need to take out. We've got a heavy supply here, as you can see. We haven't been above here. we're obviously when we were falling in mid-August. We need to take out this. This is just a near-term zone. We need to take it out. You can see the top, the rejections there. It's early part of September, mid-September, heading into the psychological 102. If we can take this out, we run to 103 cleanly. Do you understand? Run cleanly into 103, as you've seen here in the past. And obviously, the world, the dollar can just fly. Okay, it can fly if we get that, we start to get that correction underway. We start to get markets waking the hell up and not viewing this United States as a dying economy in comparison to other economies. Do you understand that? All right, so the dollar really, really has some foundations laid for a stronger pickup. One, just on data not being that bad. These labor market run of data being good. Okay, that's point one so far, point one this week in terms of data being good. Point two, correction in that delusional pricing of 50 basis point cut. Okay, that's point two. And point three, geopolitical tensions are extremely high. Okay, so yeah, that's everything sort of on a dollar run. Let's carry on what else we're seeing now. So guys, I hope you found value again in today's video. As I always say, this is just a small snippet that's taken from our premium community where I break the markets down on a daily basis across all markets, everything you must know when you are set to trade for your trading day, for your trading week, for your trading month. I have you ready. All those key macro themes, the key news, the economic data, putting everything together and simplifying it, stripping out all the bullshit, simplifying it and making it actionable on those charts. That's beautiful beautiful thing about the experience that I have in this market. I've been there, I've consumed all the crap. I'm like a filtration system. I filter all that, all the BS, and just make it simplified and actionable. So obviously you can check that out. And if you want that ability to break down the markets the way that I do, you can obviously, if you wish, obviously I'm putting out a lot of free value anyway, but if you wish, you can check out the Fundamental Bootcamp course, which is there in the description. Hours and hours and hours of theory, practical, and just total value. You'll walk away feeling like a strong trader, ready to trade and tie in those macros with your technicals. Anyway, I'm babbling on. Smash up that like button, smash up the subscribe button, and I want you to do one more thing, a couple more things. Stay lit, stay blessed, and let's get it.